Hope you're all doing well. Ooh, I haven't started my other PC. I shut it down the other day. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. That's gonna take a while for the hamster to wake up and start spinning his little wheel. It's a very old PC. Sorry, you'll have to excuse the state of my hair. I went out running, it was raining. Luckily not as heavy as it's raining at the minute, although I would have still run in it. But my straighteners have broken, so I have curls on my fringe. So I'm sorry. You'll just have to put up with a curly fringe. Do you know something? You know what's weird? I never used to have curly hair. My hair was straight my entire life. And now it's curly. And it happened, so I've got a mirror over here. It's something that I learned when I worked in customer service and used to be on the phone, is to have a mirror and look at your face and smile before you pick up the phone, because you sound happier apparently to the person on the phone who's phoning you to shout at you because you've lost their parcel. Sorry guys, I'll read your comments out in a minute. Hope you're all doing well. Let me know if you can hear me okay, if visual's okay. Shouldn't buffer because I did reboot my doohickey thing router last few days ago, and that seemed to be what the problem was. It wasn't my phones and my laptop weren't picking up the router. So hopefully it's picking it up now. Go away, I don't want you. Sorry, not you guys, the program that it's trying to open on my other computer. Really need to get a new, well, first of all, I need a new screen. The screen that I have for this computer, when I bought the computer, I just bought the tower. It was really good at the time. It was a really good tower for the specs. 15, probably about 18 years old. And I couldn't afford the screen, so I got a second-hand screen from Cash Converters, and it's a bit wonky. It's a square screen. It's not one of the long screens, and I'd always said to myself, you know, I'll get a better screen sometime in the future. Sometime in the future has been and gone, and that's never happened. So I need to get a new tower and a new screen. I have a brand new keyboard and a brand new mouse on it. I also have my speaker system through that computer because it's got a CD ROM, so I can play my CDs through it, although I've also got Spotify on there. But I don't want to wire that up to my laptop, because my laptop I'm keeping for my studies and this stuff. So come on. The hamster's not awake yet, guys. Just bear with me. Sorry, I was a little bit late because I was trying to get my straighteners to work, hence the curls. The cable has come loose from the bottom bit, you know. So I was like taping it up with electrical tape, and I have to maneuver it into like a certain position for it to work, and then of course you pick it up and it's out of that position, and so yeah, gonna have to get another one. Although to be honest, I've started just letting this curl because it's just pointless. Like I say, when I was before I started taking a specific drug. Sorry, that's got the sound on. I was listening to something yesterday. I started taking a drug called Depakote, valproate semisodium, for bipolar disorder, and I lost half of my hair. And so I changed drugs and went on to lamotrigine, which is what I'm on now. And as the hair started to regrow, when I say I lost half of my hair, it was, you know, in my hair. It wasn't like a specific bald patch. And it started to grow back, and it turned curly. So, and it you know, I'm just at the point where I think if I go to the hairdressers, they can straighten it, but myself, no, I'm not bothered. It takes too long. And, you know, postmenopausal now. The hair just frizzes in this humidity. So it's like, oh, just leave it. Let it do what it wants to do. Can't be bothered anymore. If I go to a gig, I sort it out. If I go somewhere special, I sort it out. But like, I'm going to Bloodstock. I'll be there for 5 nights. I'm just not going to bother. Just not going to bother. They do have showers there, which is a good thing. I shall be showering there, and obviously, you know, hair dryers and things. Although I'm sure that there's somewhere there where you can get a hairdryer, you know, because they have all this stuff now that they didn't have years ago. But I'd rather, you know, just let my hair do its thing. It takes too much time. Hi, Elle, lovely to see you. Hi, Trip. Elle, your hair used to be straight, now wavy. Talking of wavy, hi. Hi, Billy, lovely to see you. Badgers and hedgehogs. Here he is. What shall we call him? What shall we call him? He's not got a name, you know. I've never named him. I've named all my other teddy bears. Yes, I have a teddy bear collection. I have a Simon's cat. He's my favourite. He's my ultimate favourite. He's in my bedroom on my bed. I know. 56-year-old woman with a Simon's cat. Spike, there we go. Both of you have said Spike. Spike it is. Hello, Spike. Hello. How are you? Talkative hedgehog. Little Spike. There we go. Spike it is. Okay, so stuff and nonsense. Stuff and nonsense. Right. Well, there's been a lot of nonsense and a lot of stuff. You may have seen the video that I uploaded earlier reminding everybody to that I was on live tonight. And I sang a few songs about the rain because it's absolutely tipping it down here at the minute. The skies just went and everything came down all at once. But it was raining when I went out running. It wasn't raining too heavy. Then I got under the trees and, you know, big splashes and stuff. But then it started raining heavy and then it stopped again as I got home, as it does, you know. So I was a bit drenched, hence the curls. And I've not had time to sort it out. So you're just going to have to put up with it, with me looking like a swamp witch. So while I was out, my mind does this thing when I'm running. I count my steps, okay? I count up to 100 and I start at 1 again. I don't know why, I just count. It's a thing. But at the same time, I'm counting my breaths. But then my mind goes to other things. And I was thinking about all the songs that have rain in them. So I sang on that video. I sang Here Comes the Rain by the Eurythmics. I sang Rain in Summertime by The Alarm, Purple Rain by Prince, and I sang Rain by The Cult. So can rain in again? Absolutely. And I was actually just going to say to you all, put your song down in the chat that are about rain or have rain in the title. It's raining again. And I did think of another one as well. Why does it always rain on me? Who sings that? Why does it always rain on me? Who sings it? Who sings it? I know it's a Britpop band. Can't Stand the Range by Orange Juice Jones. Very cheesy R&B. Don't know. Travis, thank you. Elle, thank you. Yes, it is. It is Travis. Thank you. I think. Travis, yep. 2 of you said Travis, so there we go. But there were some other songs that I thought of as well with rain in, and they just went as they do. Rain Song, absolutely Pete, brilliant track. Hi, hope you're doing well. Hope you managed to get out on your bike and it's not too rainy up there, but it's rainy here where I am in the northeast Midlands. So, Trip, cooking tea, I'm fixing a hole where the rain came in. Brilliant, yeah, the Beatles, excellent one. Trip and yourself have merged into one, that's okay. Anything goes on this show, anything goes. I do try and refrain from swearing. Normally I do swear like a trooper, but, you know, yeah, I try not to. I try not to. And definitely try not to use the C word. Although I actually use it with the T word. So the T word becomes the C word. So it's und. So I like that one. I like that one. That's a good one. Right, so stuff and nonsense. So seat or Seat? My seat is broken, so it won't raise up. So there's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, sometimes it leans back, sometimes it doesn't. It also secondhand, you know. The vast majority of furniture in my house is secondhand, or stuff that I brought with me from South Africa, which wasn't much, or cheap stuff that I bought like from Dunelm, or I think these bookshelves were from Studio 24, or they were from IKEA, I'm not sure. My bed was new, but my lounge suite, well, it's just a settee, you know, fake leather settee that's got the flippy up bits, the foot raisers, but I don't use them because I sit on a chair, a straight back chair, because of my stomach and my back problems. C word, C and T word seat. Oh, no. Okay, no. Other way around. So T word first and then C word comes in afterwards. Hi, Jan. Lovely to see you. Hope you're doing well. I think we were having a conversation earlier on, weren't we, about Love Island. Yeah, and I said I don't watch reality TV. It's not my cup of tea. Oh, joke. Okay. Well, sort of, but it's that word and the T word that means the same thing. The words for box, basically. So yeah, we were having a chat about, I don't watch reality TV. I tried to watch Big Brother, but going back to the very first one, and I just thought, why do I want to watch people trying to annoy each other? And I just found it a bit, I don't know. So I've tried over the years to watch, you know, reality TV, even things like X Factor and Britain's Got Talent and all of that sort of stuff. I'll watch like clips. The rain's really coming down here now. It's probably going to leak in places upstairs. I'm going to have to put the dehumidifier thing on, which is going to cost me electricity, but the estate don't care. They were supposed to come and fix it weeks ago and they haven't. Remember I told you about the hole in the roof? I think I told you guys about the hole in the ceiling. Thought it was a leak in the shower, in the bathroom. Turns out that it's not. It's a leak. The old chimney breast was removed downstairs, but the chimney stack itself is still in the upstairs. So they didn't seal the top of the chimney. So the rain's been coming down. So now there's a bin bag covering it that's I've taped with duct tape. So I won't be surprised if I wake up in the morning. I'll put a bucket under it just in case. Jan, you can't do the reality shows of today. It might have been Lara then that I was chatting to about reality shows. No, Billy, they haven't fixed it. Oh, for God's sake. No, you know, I just don't bother. I just don't bother because, number one, I don't like people coming in my house. They want you to be up at 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't do 9 o'clock in the morning. I barely make it for Politics Social. Sometimes I make it for Reagan's programme, which I enjoy, and obviously I love Politics Social. So I'm watching it in bed, but I don't do early mornings. I do try. Yeah. So I try and tell them, please come after 2 p.m. because that's about the time that I'm back from my run and have freshened up and got showered or changed and had my lunch. But yeah, they've not contacted me. And the thing is, I don't contact them. I don't like contacting them, as I said, because I don't like people coming in. And no offense to the gents out there, because I know you guys are brilliant, but I have an issue with men coming into my house from what's happened to me in the past. Normally, if it's an agency like, you know, the energy company that come in, I ask them to send a woman with them. But obviously with my estate people, it's not that easy. And so I avoid it because I'm just worried that they'll put the rent up and that they'll kick me out. Those are the two main reasons. So I just like put up with it. Yeah. I was actually chatting to a friend of mine online today. He lives off the grid. He lives in a van and he's got his own land. And I was sort of thinking, maybe I should do something like that. Maybe I should just, you know, because then at least I wouldn't have to worry about not having a roof over my head. And then I could put my tents out as well. So I could get like a whole little system going. Pete's fine, lazy day, a bit scoot about on me by Curly, which was okay. Dry but humid in central Scotland. Yeah, it's humid here as well, even though it's raining. Too wet on the streets and paths here. Well, Trip, I do trail running, so there was mud, which was great. I love running in the mud. The reason being it's soft and it's better for my knees. No one I know knows where I live. Fair enough. Jan, I can empathise with the roof leaking. I've had one for 20 years, finally got a new roof in January this year. The hailstorm 2 weeks ago smashed up so much on the house. Oh no. So have you got a new roof now, or did you get a new roof before the hailstorm? Yeah, I mean, I rent. I don't own the house. And I think the people who owned the house before they sold it to the estate, now the estate owned the land behind as well, and quite a lot of land. It's a very big estate, you know, people who own a lot of land. And they want to build a housing estate on the back here. And the road and roundabout is going to go through my house and garden, so they want to knock the house down. So yeah, I'm just staying here as long as I can and hoping that the gods and goddesses will help me find something in the future that I can, you know, move into that will allow me to have the cats. Because, you know, I look online, I get notifications from various websites that do house rentals, and unfortunately the houses that I can afford, it would be a room in a student accommodation, no pets allowed. I could not live with another person. I just couldn't. I would, with my bipolar, my anxiety and my agoraphobia, and it's not agoraphobia of being outside, it's agoraphobia of other people. You know, if I go to the woods, I'm fine. If I go to the forest, I'm fine. There's nobody there. I'm on my own. It's fabulous. I don't like being with other people. You know, it just is what it is. I get incredibly nervous about meeting new people. When the first time I went to the pagan place that I go to in Lincolnshire, I was really nervous, really nervous, and I was just terrified. But luckily, or not, there was another lady there who was also very nervous. So we sort of like, now we're really good friends. So that's a good thing. But it's, you know, it is going to new places, meeting new people. And I never used to be like this, but it's all after what's happened, you know, all after what's happened to me with past relationships and so on. Jan, it was before the storm. Canopy and the glass panels in the front door were smashed. Oh, no. Trip, very much the same way at the moment. And you know what, Trip? It's okay to be like that. It is okay to be like that. A friend of mine put a post up on Facebook earlier today saying she'd not been on for a while. And, you know, people come and go, don't they? And a friend from school. And she was like saying that she, you know, sorry that she'd not been there for a while. Stuff was going on. And I just sent her a message and said, you know, sometimes we have to take a break from these things and it's okay. Sometimes we have to. Put yourself first. Always put yourself first. Very important that you put yourself first. Right, so talking about some stuff and nonsense. So I wanted to talk about the, sorry, this having a sip. I didn't buy these. These ended up here. I don't drink beer or lager. So the vote that they are giving now to the 16 and 17-year-olds, what do you think of that? I think it's brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I wish that my niece and nephew could have had the vote when they were that age. They're now over that age. But I was commenting on some content creators. I think it was Regan Elite's content, or it could have been, yeah, I think he asked a question, or it could have been Max asked a question of, is it a good thing to have the vote? I said, yeah, I think it's brilliant. We need the kids. Well, they're not kids, are they? 16 and 17-year-olds are not kids. I mean, they can, you know, get married. They can have children. They can go into the army. They can't drink. Whether that's a good thing or bad thing, I don't know, but they probably do anyway. Many of us of a certain age did, and I'm pretty sure that many of those in that age bracket now have at least tried, you know, a little bit of, you know, imbibing. But I think it's really good that 16 and 17-year-olds are going to get the vote. They can't be any worse than the boomers, not all boomers, because I'm one. That's, you know, Jan, I would always say not all boomers because I'm Gen X. And I do believe that the Gen X generation, besides being the greatest generation, sorry, but I like to think that we are the ones that started the change in the world. We were the ones that lived through the threat of nuclear war. We were the ones that started being aware of climate change, you know, really being aware and starting off with recycling and that kind of thing. And I think that, you know, we had punk, we had, you know, rock, metal. Yeah, not all boomers, Pete, not all boomers. But I do think that a lot of the kids, the teenagers at that age, and it was Graham, Power to the People Graham, that was saying on his video that I watched earlier today that, you know, that age group don't see ethnicity as an issue. They don't see and look at skin colour as being an issue. They listen to, you know, that music. They listen to this music. They are integrated in society. And as we should be. I lived in South Africa. I was there when the transformation happened after apartheid was dropped and, you know, we voted in and the ANC took over. All of those, there's 12 official languages in South Africa. English and Afrikaans being the two main ones, and the two main African languages that they use in South Africa are Zulu and Xhosa. And Kerplonk, yeah, I remember Kerplonk. Do you remember the Booking Bronco one that you used to put the stuff on and pile it on and all of a sudden it would throw everything off? That was brilliant, that. Hi, Blah, lovely to see you. Graham Pice, top bloke, absolutely top bloke. My eldest is Gen X, my two youngest are millennials. Buckaroo, that's it, Buckaroo, yeah, loved that, absolutely loved that. But yeah, I think, my own opinion is that they will vote more Green Party than anything else. They may vote for Corbyn, but if that party's actually going ahead, I mean, Corbyn's a bit long in the tooth now. I don't want to say it because I did vote for Corbyn. I did like him. I liked his policies, but yeah, he just didn't get into power. So, and a lot of people on the far left complained when he had to go. But, you know, if the party loses an election, then the leader of the party has to go and a new leader has to be, you know, voted for. It just makes perfect sense to me because they didn't succeed. Crackle in your mic or in your head. It could be the mic. Let me know now I've moved my hair because my hair sometimes makes a noise on it. So let me know. All three of mine are good little socialists like their mother. Mike. Okay. Hang on, let me just make sure that I've got it plugged in properly. No, I didn't have it plugged in properly, just like the last time. It's plugged in properly now. Let me know if the crackling's gone, guys. Me and technology. Me and technology. I was an IT support manager for a while. Don't know how. No idea how that happened because I'm not good with technology. Good to go. Brilliant. Good to go. Thank you guys for letting me know about that. Don't like horrible sound. Don't like horrible picture. Don't. And I'm sorry if my visuals are not high res. It is purely because I'm using my phone to record. So yeah, I think that a lot of that age group will probably vote Green. I know my niece, that's her persuasion, but she's very much, she works for the RSPCA, she's very much Save the Animals, but she is going to Australia soon. She wants to go and work there for a couple of years in the animal field. I think she's thinking about marine biology, so we have family in Perth, so that's where she's going. So that's going to be wonderful. Gain is too high and it sounds like clipping. I don't have any gain. It's through my phone. It is just a doohickey connection on my phone. That's all. So I'm sorry if it's clipping. It's probably time for a new microphone. So I will have to order one. Sorry, blah, blah. It's not much I can do, very little funds. So which reminds me, if you would like to donate to the channel, I'm not big enough at the moment to have a join button or a super chat or anything like that. There is a link in my description for a GoFundMe, which I put up, and I want to say, I don't know who donated the other day, but thank you very, very much. I'm not sure who it was. I've had a few donations already, so that's great. Could be your headphones, blah, blah. Not sure. Is anybody else getting any clicking on the sound, or is it sounding okay? Let me know. So blah, blah can know that if it's the headphones or if it's me. It's probably me. So yeah, if you would like to make a donation, that would be really great. The link is in there. I will also pop the link into, I meant to put it into the description box before I went live, but ended up running around because of the cats wanting their tea. It is clipping. Oh, goodness, hang on guys, let me, hang on. Oh, now how's that? Let me know. Let me know how that is, guys. Trip, it's not bothering you. Yeah, but to be honest, you're probably, maybe a bit high. Hi, Stephen. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. I'm so glad I've got all these lovely people in the chat tonight. It's really, really lovely. Yeah, you are. I wish I was. But I quit in December and I'm really pleased with my running at the moment. I'm really, really... I ran 10Ks yesterday, but you're also very patient. I ran 10Ks yesterday. It was tough, but it was good. Had a bit of rain, but I don't mind the rain. I don't mind running in the rain, really don't. I've run in massive thunderstorms before. It doesn't bother me. I like running in the snow. Then I ran 4Ks today, just a short one run today. I didn't want to run too long because my thighs were not happy. Because yesterday I'd saved the biggest hill for last and I ran up it the whole way. Not fast, but I managed to get up the thing the whole way. I'm doing it's a 9K run in Derbyshire and the Peaks on the 14th of September. So if anybody's in the area and you want to come and cheer me on, it starts at the Bakewell Showgrounds. And so I'm doing that. And I'm thinking about doing a Carsington Water 10K as well. I mean, I managed 10K yesterday. I was like, umming and ahhing, should I go home? Should I cut it short by 2K? But then I thought, no, I'll carry on. I can always walk. And I did it. So I was really pleased with that. And some of you will have seen the photos that I put on of the beautiful what's it, chicory flowers that I found. Massive field that has just been harvested. And so I was running through the harvested and mud and dirt. That was hard. That really works the legs. And these beautiful not cornflowers. I thought they were cornflowers, but they're too big. They were nearly as tall as me. So I'm 6 foot. Beautiful chicory flowers, absolutely gorgeous. Never seen them before. So that was really, really lovely. Best start training, ankles, Witchy Goth. I actually do a lot of razors, ankle razors, because I have got an injury on my right ankle already, which will never go unless I have an operation, and I'm not having the operation. But I must say, since I've been running, it's a lot better than it was. The biggest issue I have is I've got a herniated disc in my lower back. But again, if I do my warm-ups properly and I take ibuprofen before I go out, I'm normally okay. And then I've got a whole routine. I put ibuprofen gel on my knees, put it on my calves, put it on my ankles. You know, it's just there like, okay, get all that stuff going and then you're ready to go. And then I've been using deep heat on my shoulder because I've been having some shoulder problems. iPhone or Android? Android, blah, blah, Android. It's a Samsung Galaxy something or other. I don't even know. It's probably the microphone. You know what? I took the fuzzy bit off the last time, didn't I? Sorry, I know that's making a noise. Does that make a difference now I've taken the fuzzy bit off? Running up that hill with no problems. Love that song. Love that song. Kate is like a goddess. She's a goddess. I got to see her in 2016 when she was playing at the Apollo in Hammersmith. Yeah. Just, she is a goddess. You're watching ankle exercises earlier, Trip. Let me know if that's any better, blah, blah, if taking off the fuzzy bit has helped. But yeah, I've had this microphone for a couple of years now, so probably best I invest in another one. Have a listen to The Gardener by Tim Hart and Maddie Pryor. Lots of flowers references. Tim Hart. Where do I know that name from? Write that down. So yeah, I personally think it's a good thing that 16 and 17-year-olds are getting the vote. I really do. Whether Labour have done it or not so they get more votes, I don't know. I don't know if it will improve their votes. Starmer doesn't have that charisma, I don't think, that like Rayner would have if she was running the party. And I wish, no, I'm not on Discord, blah, blah, no. I do want to get onto Discord because I know a lot of the guys have their shows on Discord and stuff. I just got so much technology, you know, anxiety, let's call it technology anxiety. Doing these videos and editing the videos is already anxiety enough for me. And when I look at like how Phil and Max and Graham put their videos together, I think, wow, I just wish I was that, you know, I wish I had the software. I wish I was that clued up in how to do it. So that's one of the reasons that I've got the fund going, is so that I can buy, first of all, a proper camera, so I'm not using my phone, a proper microphone, so I'm not using this cheap piece of crap, and proper software so that I can edit the videos on my laptop and not just do them on my phone, because I edit them on my phone. So I use Uclip and I use Photo Clip, I think it's called. So they're both connected. So I use those to do my videos, and it takes a while, especially on the long videos, and if I'm using lots of photos and stuff. But obviously I can't put up videos that I'm referring to. I can record the volume, the sound from those videos, but I can't use those video clips, which is really annoying because I want to, because it's just more professional. Maddie Pryor and Tim Hart, they went on to form Steel Eye Span. Okay, that makes sense now. That's where I've heard that name before. Making notes. Salmon has the charisma of a soggy cardigan. Yep, I like that analogy. That's a really good one. So it was the fuzzy thing that's cured it. Okay, brilliant. Just watch out for the hounds of love. You know what? There are lots of hounds of love that go to the woods where I run. There's a couple of guys, because I live out in the countryside, sort of, and there's a couple of guys that have collies, you know, the English sheepdog type of collies. And they're so good that they don't put them on leads. But it's so funny because if they see me, they try and round me up. You know, they come barking behind me. They're not going to bite me or anything. They're just happy to see me, but I'm the sheep because I'm running. So, yeah. So I don't mind the hounds of love chasing me. Trying to think of another running song. Ooh. Okay, so we thought of rain songs. If you haven't thought of a rain song or any other rain songs, pop them down into the comments below. And then think of a running song or a song about running. See, all I can think of now is running up that hill. Thanks, Elle. It was Elle that said that, wasn't it? Yeah. Keep on running. Keep on running. Who sings that one? The phone is good. I just need a way to contact you so I can send you. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I'm going to create, and I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now, I'm going to create an account, email account specifically for this channel because I don't want it to come to my personal email. My personal email is sitting at over 10,000 emails. I really need to go and dump a lot of stuff. Long train running, good one. Good one. Excellent one. Run to the Hills. Absolutely. Absolutely. Love that song. Brilliant. Dickinson's voice in that is brilliant. It's raining again. Didn't we say Supertramp already? It's raining again, Stephen. I think we did. I think that might have been further up, but it's a good song. It's a very good song. So yeah, the 16, 17-year-olds really happy about that vote, but I do think that we're probably going to need proportional representation. And I do think that the Greens stand more of a chance of getting more MPs into Parliament, which will be a good thing. Witchy Goth, not to be bossy, but you've been saying about a new email for about a month now. I know. It's just time. It's time. I've been sitting for too long. My watch is telling me I've been sitting for too long. It started doing this thing now, instead of it just like making a thing on my wrist, it's now started making a noise. I probably threw it on the floor. The spinner's not on YouTube. Okay. Might be on Spotify though. Might be on Spotify. So the other thing that I wanted to chat about was, oh my God, what was it? Oh yes, Max did a brilliant video of this earlier on. Charlie, what's his face, the plumber, was being interviewed by, was it Laura or was it a Times Radio? Can't remember now, but anyway, he was being interviewed and they was talking about the working class, and he was saying how he thinks that Boris Johnson and Froggage are, you know, working class people relate to them because they're not that posh. So Charlie Mullins, that's his name, isn't it? Charlie Mullins. Road to Nowhere, good song, although I'm not a massive fan of Talking Heads, but it was a good song. Night Train, Visage, yes. There was also a song called Night Train by Guns N' Roses, I think. Was Charlie paying for parking and thought it was a fan? Probably. He was going on about working class and what working class is. So when I did my social sciences stuff, this is is this the second book? Yeah. One of the things that I really found interesting was the fact that it actually lists the new sort of formation of the class system. So instead of it being lower, you know, working class, middle class, upper class, there's been a lot of, you know, hoo-ha about who's what and what's who. Okay, so it starts off lower class being the precariat, the most deprived class. Basically, these are the ones that are on the breadline, that are one payday away from being on the street in a tent. So, you know, although I have stuff which I could sell, but That's the thing. You know, I've tried to sell stuff before that I've got, that some of it's really good quality stuff, and people don't want to pay. People don't want to pay. I end up just sending it to charity. So at least somebody else is getting a use from it. Then we have the traditional working class. So they're not the poorest, but they are, you know, sort of the people that we would say work in the gig economy, or who, you know, have a job at Tesco, or, you know, those sort of jobs, I would say. Then we have the emergent service workers. So these service workers are your service workers, delivery bike people, McDonald's staff, that kind of thing, who, you know, they're very young, and they often are found in urban areas. Then we have something in my hair which is annoying me. Looks like a fluff. The new affluent workers. And these are those with medium levels of economic capital. They have higher levels of cultural and social capital. So in other words, they can spend, they can go out more, they can, you know, go to a pub, go to a restaurant, go to the cinema, go to a gig. And they're young and active. Then we have the technical middle class. These seem to be less culturally engaged, with few social contacts, and are less socially engaged. But I would imagine that these are possibly people who save a lot of money, who are looking to buy a house. You know, they're on that ladder. Then we have the established middle class, which is high levels of capital, and they're socially and culturally engaged. So these are your people that have got a house, possibly more than one house, and are, you know, traveling holidays abroad, that kind of thing. And then we have the elite, which, as we know, they're the rich. So those are the 9 levels that are now being used and utilized by university professors. So maybe it'll catch on with the press at some stage, who knows. But yeah, why do the press keep giving platforms to people like Charlie Mullins? Why? Why? He's nobody important. Maybe it was a GB News clip, I don't know. Could have been a GB News thing. But why do they keep doing that? Why? I hate labels too, Stephen. I do. I must say I do hate labels too. Do run, run, do run, run. Yeah, remember that song? That book looks like it was splattered on a stationery aisle. Yeah. I had, oh my goodness, you should see. I've got a thing full of Post-it notes. I've got a thing full of pens and highlighters. This was all of these pink ones on the side here, these pink ones that are like I cut thin, they were for my final essay. So yeah, there's a lot of work that went into that, and I got a distinction in that one, so I was happy with that. I get my results for my first module for my psychology degree this coming week, so I know I'm not going to get a distinction. It's not possible with the scores that I got. There's a lot of new stuff that I had to learn, that a new program called SPSS, which I'd never used before, which has a lot of different mathematical formulas in psychology, you know, just throw some maths in there. Never thought there would be maths in it. I could never highlight properly. The entire page would be yellow. Yeah, I must admit, opened it at that page. Look, that's got quite, and it's underlined as well. It was very important, very important. Yeah, and you know, when you've got names of researchers and that have done all this research, and I always have my own names for them, that I just think, I'll look at that and think, okay, I'll remember them better if I call them this, like Bill and Ben, or there was a guy there called Pickett, so I thought Wilson Pickett, who was a singer, you know, just doing, you know, that stuff comes into my head and it helps me remember. But we don't have to do exams now. We just send in our final essays, which in a way is good, but also, you know, there's not that pressure on you anymore. from being in an exam. I don't know if you guys did exams when you were at school. Peach, your life is a giant pile of post-its. Yeah, this is the current pile, although there's one set of post-its that's in the living room at the moment. That's the current pile. So I got some pastel coloured ones this time. I wanted pastels, and I need to get some pastel highlighters for my new course when it comes in September. I should be getting my books soon, actually, so that I can start reading them. Let's have a look. You've set me up a new email. With whom? With whom? Oh God. Because I was going to set it up through Gmail with Google. Okay. Because I normally use Yahoo. Yahoo is the one that I normally use. But thank you, blah, blah. Give me that email address and I'll write it down. Has it got a password? No good with passwords. I use one password for everything, but nobody will ever guess it. Nobody. Something nobody will ever guess, because it's nothing to do with anything. It's stuff and nonsense. So yeah, class stuff. Yeah, it is ridiculous. I see you guys, talking about class and everything. You're happy to be working class, doing the rounds before you left the UK. Yeah, my dad was blue collar worker. He worked in a factory. I've always classed myself working class, but I guess at one point I was probably middle class when I had a really good job and I was in the corporate world and I was really, really doing well. So yeah, that was, but now in the precariat, I'm sat at the bottom, and that's okay. I've gotten to the point where I don't worry anymore. I just don't worry. What is, worrying doesn't help anybody, does it? It just makes more stress. Squiggly pea pot, what's that? What's squiggly pea pot? Which was training to run 10K, do run, okay. Sorry, I think I've missed some stuff here. Isn't there a Bruce Springsteen song, Born to Run? I know it's Born in the USA. Baby, we were born to run. I'm not sure. Let me Google. Google is your friend. I used to work in the music industry a very long time ago. I've no idea what's happening in the music world now, not with modern music anyway. Go away. No, it wants me to sign in on my old computer. Let's Google it on my laptop here. That can bugger off. Born to Run, yeah. Snow Patrol, Run, yeah. Who's spelling your wrong? You can use it. Yeah, it was Bruce Springsteen. Yeah. I thought it was. So yeah, that was a bit annoying. That basically Charlie got himself into such a tiz with trying to define what working class was, and claims that Angela Rayner isn't working class. Yeah. So, I think she is. I definitely think she is. Right. What's this one? Okay. Something that I did a few videos on this past week, which really, really, really annoyed me, and I'm sure you've seen them, and if you probably watched 5 minutes thought, no, she's really angry about this, was the interview that Tom Swarbrick did with Jess Phillips, the Safety and Security Minister for Women and Girls. Those were clipped. That's part of those interviews were clipped to make 2 shorts, and they were completely edited. They did not reflect what was actually said. So I've been looking today for this report that was in the Telegraph. Now I don't have I don't have a thing to the Telegraph, and I'm not going to pay for one either. I've already got to pay one for the fails. So this one is it's from the 25th of March, 11th of March, and updated on the 17th of March. Non-GB citizens 71% more likely than Britons to have sex crime convictions, report says. Okay, the important word there, convictions. Convictions. That doesn't mean that the people that were British, that were accused of rape, weren't guilty, but they weren't convicted. Now, I was talking about this in the video as well. Part of what my study was with the psychology degree that I did this year was crime, psychology and crime. And part of it was to do with jury duty and the jurors and how you choose them and so on, or how they're chosen. And how it needs to be an equal amount of people. There was a lot of research that was done in the past where the jurors consisted mostly of white men, and so people of colour would be more than likely to get a conviction. And that is more than likely what is going on here. Did anybody hear that caller this week with Ian Dale, where he hung up on her because she was on about people from Afghanistan bringing their traditions here and that they oppress women? Well, people who are coming here from Afghanistan don't want to oppress women. That's why they're leaving Afghanistan. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought now. Completely lost my train of thought. Completely lost my train of thought. So convictions are not the same as allegations. The vast majority, and I've said this in many, many videos that I've done, the vast majority of allegations of rape, SA, SV, DV are never handed over to the CPS because there's insufficient evidence. Those that go to the CPS, then they look through them, and if they think that there's insufficient evidence, they send them back to the police and they say, no, we're not prosecuting this. And then the ones that do get through go to court and are given ridiculous sentences of a couple of years. And so Jess Phillips was talking about how the response to these crimes has always been on helping the women, which rightly so. Yes, we need to help the women who have gone through this. But then the men, nothing happens. They just are left, They go to jail, do their time, serve, come out, and then they carry on. So they're not educated in why they're committing these crimes, in how they need to actually behave and so on. So that's what this new legislation was about creating sort of psychological groups for men who are in prison for those crimes to help them and, rehabilitate them. Whether it'll work or not, I doubt it. I'm sorry, I do doubt that very, very much because this is from my own experience. I doubt it very much. But this report is so misleading because people read it and go, those blooming foreigners, they're all worse than we are in Britain. But are they? Are they? And Jess was saying, the problem is not ethnicity or race or culture. It is men. It is a male issue. So I just wanted to mention that. I had found that. I will link this into the description box below when this is finished. The data was from the Ministry of Justice. And it reported that foreigners of GB are convicted of up to a quarter of SVs, SAs on the island. Again, up to a quarter. So who's the other quarter? Who's the other three quarters? See how they spin it. Up to a quarter of these blooming foreigners are doing these crimes. But the other 3/4? And then it goes on to say, the foreigners reportedly committed 15% of SV crimes in GB between 2021 and 2023. That group of people makes up 9.3% of the island's population, according to the newspaper. So it's still a very, very, very small amount. Of the foreigners, Afghans and Eritreans are over 20 times more likely to be convicted of sexual offences than British citizens, the Telegraph said. Afghans reportedly have 59 of every 10,000 sexual offence convictions, while Eritreans have nearly 54 for the same amount. Why? This needs to be looked at. This needs to be researched. I want to know the jury. Were they white? Were they black? Were they, what ethnicity were they? How many men? How many women? These are things that are never mentioned in these reports. It's just like, these are the statistics. And I've said before that a statistic is only as good as the information you put into it. All the stats that I look at in my, hello Thorn, all the stats that I look at, some of the research is done 100 years ago. So it's like irrelevant. It's like, we're taught to read through the thing and say, okay, is this a good example of research? Well, no, because it's from 100 years ago. So more research needs to be done. So, yeah, it just annoys me that these figures are not reported on correctly. They're not taken into account correctly. And Jess Phillips should have pushed back on that interview, and she didn't. She should have pushed back. There was so much that she could have said, and she didn't. Sorry, I'm going to come to the I haven't written down the email now because I can't find it. Blah blah. I can't see any email. Yeah, Trip. There are lots of stats in psychology. Lots of stats. And to be fair, I do want to actually go into the academic side of psychology. So that will probably be where my focus will be on research. We don't research with animals anymore. It's very unethical. We work to a level of ethics now. It's Elle's password. Guessing your password. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going through these. Raina isn't a working class now as a sitting MP. Well, that's the thing. Where do we... That's the thing with classes. And what I think it was Pete that said earlier on that, classes are like, it's ridiculous to have that because we're the only country in the world that does. Besides, I think India has the caste system, which is very similar to the class system. But the rest of the world doesn't have it. It's only here in the UK. We're such an old-fashioned country, really. Now she's a sitting MP. No, she's not working class. Like I say, I grew up as working class. Then I believe that I was middle class when I was in the corporate environment. Own house, nice car, enough disposable income. And then now I'm teetering on the edge. So I'm back to the bottom again. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm at the point in my life where I think, it really doesn't matter. Why should I strive to be that when it just gives you, stomach ulcers? Music biz is all to shit. I don't mind taking a back seat from it now. You play for pleasure. What do you play, Pete? I would imagine that you play bass. I don't know why. Ooh, there's a band that that came onto my radar this past week. I've been watching quite a bit of them. It's an all-girl band. They're called Die Spitz. S-P-I-T-Z, punky sort of, and the bass player, she's brilliant. She's like Lemmy incarnated. Pete, I think she does remember what it was like for her, Pete, you know, with Angie. Has she been clubbing recently, Jan? I don't know. Sorry, I'm just reading through the comments. Oh, you recorded a CD years ago. Took ages writing the material, recording was spot on, bombed. I hate that, you know, I hate that. You have to have the marketing. The marketing has to be there. 1996, my nephew, firstborn grandson, got my spare keys, attacked me with a baseball bat. The cops took this to court. The family was split in two, fractured forever. Blummin' heck, as Billy said. Close, bass, lead guitar, cigar box, and synths. Awesome. Awesome, Pete. That's hectic. That's really hectic, Stephen. It would be interesting to find out how many people, men, have been under investigation for being naughty, but there wasn't sufficient evidence to take to court. I bet the figures are quite high. They are. They are very high. I do talk about them in one of my videos. It's an old video, but I shall... can you pop it in again, Blah, for me, just so I can see it come up now? So, yeah, there's a lot. There is a lot that doesn't go to court. I can't remember the figures off the top of my head now. But it works out to a lot. It works out very high. Hey, Joe. I hope I pronounced that right. Hope to thank you for joining. In my view, hang on. You know what? It's only showing me top fans. Hang on. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. I told you, technophobe. I don't know what I'm doing here. In my view, Les Claypole is the most impressive bass player I've ever seen, then singing on top. If you don't know him, Primus. Okay. Lemmy. And Jason Newsted as well. I did love Jason Newsted, although Metallica were always turning his sound down, which really annoyed me. So long as it's not for the OnlyFans. Yeah, no, I don't do OnlyFans. However, I was thinking, you know, but maybe not. Right, this is gonna be the last thing now, because I've got some nice sweet melon to have with some strawberries for my pudding. You were listening to Motorhead in the crib. Yeah, I was lucky. I got to see them at Bloodstock about, I think it was in 2012, 2013, somewhere around there. Right at the front. Really, really pleased. Unfortunately, they cut the set short. They were the headliner that year. They cut the set short because they had a case of the squirts. So they were all like running off a stage, but they did play Ace of Spades. And they played Orgasmatron. But yeah, I did enjoy them. I did enjoy them. Do love Lemmy. Right, so the stars. Let me know in the comments what star sign you are, and I shall read your stars if you would like me to. Oh, now what's happened? I've done something and it's gone. Hang on. Ah, there we go. There we go. I felt Lemmy dying like I would be an old friend. Yeah. Yeah, I don't drink Jack Daniels. I don't like sour mash. But at Bloodstock, they have the Lemmy bar. They do have the Lemmy bar. Right, Stephen, Libra. Let's go to Libra first. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? I had it up on my screen and now it's vanished. This is annoying. Sorry guys, I can't find it now. Really annoyed. Okay, let's. Because I blooming typed it in as well. Hang on. Hang on, I shall find it. I shall find it. Bear with me. Right. Here we go. Let's see. So we've got Libra first of all. Libra, October, October, October. Where are you? Libra, here we go. Libra feels a wave of harmony today. The 21st of July horoscope encourages you to mend a fence or reach out to a friend. Balance comes from listening, both in love and at work. Look for beauty in small things, music, quiet moments, shared laughter. You'll feel lighter as the day unfolds. That's for tomorrow. So it looks like you're going to have a good day tomorrow. Mercury retrograde. Yeah. Mercury retrograde. Pisces with Gemini rising. Okay, we're going to go with Pisces because that's your star sign and these are star signs, so, or sun signs as they are. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Bear with me. I put it down at the bottom because of course it is the 11th, it's the 12th, isn't it? It's the 12th house. Pisces, sensitivity colours your day. Today's horoscope calls for quiet reflection. Dreams or memories may surface with new meaning. You bring comfort to someone else's simply by listening. Trust that taking care of your spirit makes a real difference. Small acts of kindness ripple outward and return to you. That's a nice one. I like that. Libra, Pisces, Aries, right. Joe. I hope Joe or Joe. I hope I pronounced it right. I do apologize if I haven't. We go to Aries now. Fire sign. Aries, today's horoscope highlights your bold side. Expect a surge of confidence in both work and relationships. Take the time to speak your mind, but listen as well. The energy is right for you to move ahead with a plan you've put off. If a challenge comes, greet it head on. Your spark inspires others, so let it shine. So maybe that live that you've been thinking of doing is a good thing to do. And if you do go live, let us know, because I'm sure we will all tune in and watch. John, okay, it's the same. Right. I must say, guys, if you're not following John, please do. Wow. John can speak so many different languages incredibly fluently, and I was just blown away. So that great channel to follow. Hang on, sorry, got to scroll back up here. Scroll back up. Sorry, guys. Blah, I'm still not seeing it. No, I don't know what's happening with the comments. I really don't. I'm as I said, I'm a technophobe. It's not showing up on here either. No. It could be that I've set the settings to not include emails. Can anybody else see the email that Blah has created for me? Let me have a look. Oh, I can't do this now. Honestly, I can't do this now. It's too much reading. Too much reading. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Your mother and father were both Aries. That's interesting. Okay. Hang on. Right, you're a mod. You're a mod. If you can add it, that would be great. Pete, I'm not sure if Tan's on later or not. I know Graham did mention it this morning, didn't he? I hope she is, because I can't watch every week. I can only watch every alternate week because I watch a show called Twin Paranormal, and it starts at 9 o'clock every alternative Sunday. And they're my favourite ghost hunters. They're absolutely brilliant. They're funny. They do 48 hours now, and they used to do it where it would be every week. It would be an hour show. So now it's a 2 hour like a movie thing, and it's really good. They're really, really good. Jan, have a wonderful evening and a wonderful week ahead. Bear with me. The Witchy Goth at gmail.com. Oh, nice, easy one to remember. What's the password? All lowercase, yeah? Oh, Witchy Gothy T. Witchy Goth. T at Gmail. Right. Was there anybody else that wanted their star sign reading? So, blah, blah, I've made you a mod. Okay, so that was it for star signs. Great. I'm going to read mine, which is Taurus. And then, okay, blah, what's your email? What's your email? Oh dear. Right, my star sign in the meantime is, oh, what's this now? Go away. I'm Taurus. I am Zibul. Taurus, the universe encourages steady progress. The 21st of July horoscope shows that a patient approach pays off. If a stubborn problem surfaces, try changing your routine. No. Focus on trust in personal connections. Someone close may need your advice. Simple comforts, good food, fresh air will anchor you today. Then I need to go to the shop and get myself some chocolate because I don't have any at the moment. I'm trying to eat healthier. It's very, very hard. Very hard, but I've got no chocolate in. Email that email address. Okay, right. I will do that, blah, blah. I will email it after this. Right, guys, I am going to head off. Check with... let's see if Tan is going live. See if I can... bear with me. Bear with me. Look on this one. Ah. I don't see any update saying that she's going live tonight, but I guess keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. Because she's brill. She's brill. She's, oh, I love her. I love her to pieces. She's absolutely brilliant. Right. No chocolate. That doesn't exist. No, I know. I have to stop my chocolate intake because it's not good for me. It's not good for my stomach and it's not good for my weight. And the thing is, my problem is if there's chocolate in the fridge, I will eat it all, which is not good. So I've got some melon with some strawberries and some yogurt and one of those. Yes, I did. I made him a moderator so he could give me that email address because obviously its settings are not my forte. So Blah can help me with settings. Right. I'm going to head off. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I will see you all on Tuesday. Tuesday I go live at 5 p.m, don't I? Because I think that Reagan goes live at 6 p.m. So I don't want to go over the other guys because obviously I respect all of their work and I think that they all, you know, we all have something to say that is something to do with what we're all interested in. I know mine's slightly off topic sometimes, but yeah. So I try not to go over other people's stuff. So have a wonderful week ahead and I hope you get rain where you are to, you know, make the flowers and plants grow. I'll see you soon. Blessed be.